Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Knight here, and I'm coming back at you again today, people, with a brand new Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing my top 10 most underrated skins in the game. So, there are a lot of skins in the game that I personally feel don't get enough love. Some of them, in fact, are even quite frowned upon or hated upon, and therefore are ranked really low by the Fortnite community, and are just generally seen as bad skins. And I don't understand, honestly, the hate or lack of love for pretty much any of these skins. So I decided I was going to compile a list of 10 of them here today. So if you do enjoy them, please feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And with that said, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so before we jump into the top 10, everyone, I do have to give one quick honorable mention on this list. And I decided to give this one actually to my favorite skin in the game, the Molten Battlehound. Now, if you know me, you know I absolutely love this guy. He's literally in the intro of every single one of my videos. He's now actually my profile pic and on my YouTube channel art. So, you know I'm a huge fan of him. So it makes sense why I would consider him underrated. However, I do also understand that there's probably a little bit of bias towards it. So I don't think it's fair to say that he's necessarily completely underrated, because he doesn't really receive any hate or even a lack of love. But just in general, I do think that some people should give him more respect. But again, that does come from a bias because he is my own favorite skin. So that's why I decided to only give him a mention here. Alright, so starting off at the number 10 position, this list actually isn't going to be in any particular order, but coming in at number 10, it's going to be one of two tier 100 skins to make it onto this list. It's going to be Vendetta. I genuinely do not understand the amount of hate this guy gets. I mean, it is unreal how much people actually hate this guy. He is ranked as, I think, one of the worst tier 100 skins in the game, possibly the worst. And to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, first of all, the design, it looks so cool, and it's also very unique. I love the effect he has with the sort of plasma he has on his shoulder pads and stuff. That looks really cool. But on top of that, he also has just so much customizability. I mean, it's nuts how many combos you can make with this guy. I genuinely, can't understand hating on this guy. I mean, I do understand not having him as your favorite tier 100s. I get that. He's not my personal favorite either, but he's still very, very cool. And to me, he is definitely one of the most underrated skins in the game. Alright, and now moving on to our number 9 position. This is actually going to be one of the two tier 1 skins from Season 8. It's going to be Blackheart. Honestly, this skin has just seemed to fade from the memories of everyone ever since Season 8 ended. And I genuinely think that is a bit of a shame. I think he's actually such a cool tier 1 skin, especially just the fact that we get someone like this at tier 1, because he was quite clearly meant to be the tier 100. I mean, look at him. Skeleton, ghost, pirate guy from the freaking Black Pearl. I mean, it is amazing that we got someone like this at tier 1 rather than tier 100. But then again, the tier 100 we got wasn't all that satisfying in the first place. But that aside, I still think he's just an amazing tier 1 skin with, again, great amounts of customizability. I absolutely love this guy, and it's just such a shame that so many people have seemed to have forgot about him. Alright, and now moving on to our number 8 spot. This is going to be yet another tier 1 skin. Expect to see quite a few of them on this list. It's going to be one of the tier 1 skins from Season 4. It's going to be Carbide. Honestly, I think this guy gets quite a bit of undeserved flack. But I think the main reason he gets all of it is because of the fact that he sits in the shadows of two skins. One being Omega, which is just generally seen by everyone as the better version of him. Which, don't get me wrong, Omega is without a doubt better. But I still don't think it's fair on Carbide to say that he's bad because of that. And also because he sits in the shadow of Iron Man, because he's just generally seen as Fortnite's knockoff of Iron Man. And most people are thinking, why would they use a Fortnite knockoff of Iron Man when they can just use Iron Man? But personally, I don't think that's fair. I don't think any of that is fair. Just because those skins exist does not mean Carbide is bad. I actually think he is a very good tier 1 skin, still with a really cool superhero design, with some good styles if you manage to get to level 60 in Season 4. So I actually really enjoy him, and I personally don't think it's fair that he is considered a bad skin just because they compare him to two other skins. Alright, and now moving on to our number 7 position, we have, once again, another tier 1 skin. It's going to be one of the tier 1 skins from Season 9. It's going to be Sentinel. Now, I do half understand the amount of hate that this guy gets. People say they don't like the robot chicken style, and I understand that. I don't think that looks particularly appealing either. But what people forget is that secondary dark style. I've said it a million times before, but I'll say it again. He just looks absolutely sick with that style. It's like a Decepticon. It's like a Japanese robot Omega, and it just looks awesome. And in my opinion, I personally think that while, yes, I love Vendetta, and I think he's an amazing tier 100 skin, I think actually they could have taken this, added some extra styles to this version of the skin, they could have turned that into a tier 100 skin. Like, I genuinely think that he's that kind of material. Like, he looks that cool. So I personally really love him, and again, I think it's just such a shame that people don't even recognize him for how good he is simply because of his base style. Alright, and now moving on to our number 6 spot, we have the second tier 100 skin to make it onto the list, and in my opinion, this one is tied with Vendetta as the most underrated tier 100 skin. It's going to be Dire, my second favorite tier 100 skin in the game, and again, I just do not understand the amount of hate people have for this guy. They rank him so poorly all the time, and that to me is just unfair. Now, I do understand why most people don't like him as much as I do, just because, you know, I love wolves, so there's a little bit of bias for me, but I still think, like, even if you're not a huge, like, fan of wolves or anything, he's still a really cool looking skin and a very unique type of skin as well. I mean, we don't really have many other wolf type characters out there. I mean, it just looks so cool, such a sick monster character, and it was also perfect for the time, for the theme of that season, and it also worked perfectly with the upgrade system. So I really love him. I love all the customizability he has. He's a sick skin, and it's so unfortunate that people don't really give him enough appreciation. Alright, and now cracking into the top half of our list at the number 5 spot, this is going to be one of my personal favorite rare rarity skins in the game. It's going to be Diecast. And this is actually, if you don't know, my favorite Jonesy skin in the game, which is honestly kind of saying something because there's a lot of them in the game. Now, personally, I really just think he does get too much hate. Like, some people literally consider him to be the worst skin of all time, and I just do not understand it. Like, I can understand some people say that he's boring, or some people even say that he maybe cost too much money, or they could have done him better. I do agree with a little bit of that. I do think they could have done him a little bit better, mainly with his clothes. You know, probably could use some different colors and stuff. But even so, that's still not fair. I mean, like, he is such a cool and unique type of Jonesy skin. I mean, he's got the whole chrome metal steel robot vibe going on. I absolutely just love how that looks. I'm such a huge fan of, you know, chrome robots. I just think it works very well here. I really enjoy it. I can understand not liking him, but I don't understand calling him the worst skin in the game. Alright, and now moving on to number 4 spot, we are back at it again with the tier 1 skins. It's going to be the second tier 1 skin from Season 8. It's going to be Hybrid. One of my personal favorite tier 1 skins in the game. Definitely top 3 in that category for me. I absolutely love this guy, and I genuinely do not understand why so many people just give... I don't really say they hate this skin, but they just don't give any love towards it whatsoever. And I think that's such a shame because, well, for one, it's essentially 2-in-1. You got the ninja styles, and you have the dragon styles, which in my opinion are even better. It just looks so cool. And on top of that, I also just love the fact that he's like an actual beast. He's not just some goofy guy in a costume. He's actually a monster. One of the same reasons I love Dire so much. It's absolutely amazing. Just an incredible skin. And in my opinion, he is one of the best tier 1 skins I have ever seen. But apparently, not everyone else sees it that way. Alright, and now moving on to number 3 spot, and wouldn't you know it, it's another tier 1 skin. This is actually going to be my favorite tier 1 skin in the entire game. It's going to be Zenith. Now, I do get why most people say they don't like him as much as Lynx. I completely understand that, and I mean, genuinely, Lynx is such a strong skin that I can't really blame anyone for liking her more than Zenith like I do. But what I don't get is why, like, how can they justify placing this guy so flipping low? I mean, if you look on the Fortnite community's rankings of this guy, he is ranked as one of the worst skins in the game, and I just cannot wrap my mind around it. I genuinely can't. I think he's a sick BA tier 1 skin with, again, loads of customizability, and it's just a sick design. I absolutely love it, and I can't understand why so many people hate this guy. I mean, genuinely, what did he ever do to you? What did he do to deserve that? Alright, and now moving on to our number 2 spot. This is, in my opinion, the most underrated skin from the Chapter 2 Season 5 Battle Pass. It's going to be Maeve. I did consider putting Reese on the list, however, I decided I wanted to talk about Maeve just a little bit more. So, therefore, I decided to show her some love for this list. Honestly, I think the same thing about her that I do about pretty much any other skin in this Battle Pass. And that's that I think a couple of changes made to her, a couple upgrades and some styles. She could have been an awesome progressive Battle Pass skin, like one of those legendary tier 1 skins. Like, I genuinely think she could have been that good. But even though she's not, she's still, in my opinion, actually a very good skin that I don't think many people talk about enough online. However, I do know of some people that actually consider her to be their favorite skin from that Battle Pass, so therefore, I decided to show her some love and give her a spot on this list. Alright, and now finishing off our list at the number 1 spot, although keep in mind again, this list isn't done in any particular order, but wouldn't you know it, it's actually going to be another tier 1 skin. However, this is actually going to be not a progressive tier 1 skin, it's actually going to be DJ Yonder. Honestly, DJ Yonder, he's generally just considered to be nowadays just one of those noob skins that no one likes to use anymore, except for obviously noobs. But again, I genuinely don't think that's fair. I think he's actually a very, very fun skin. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I personally prefer him to Yonder from the Season 10 Battle Pass, which is really saying something because Yonder, I also think is a really cool skin. So I just think he's a really fun llama head skin, especially since he was, I'm pretty sure, the first ever llama head skin in the entire game. I just think he's so much fun. I love all the RGB lighting effects he has. In my opinion, he is actually one of the better tier 1 skins in the game. I really enjoy him, and again, just such a shame that most other people don't. So, in my opinion, he is indeed a very, very underrated skin. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. What are your top 10 most underrated skins in the game? But with that said, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.